Hi, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited. I am filming from the new house today. I'm out on the patio and I mean, just look at my view. I am even gonna insert a couple clips of what I get to look out over. I love this place. It's so beautiful. It's just outside of Barcelona and I am loving it. It's gorgeous. So I hope you enjoy the beautiful backgrounds. I'm also excited because now that we've got a house, I can set up that backdrop my mom gave me. It's a bookish backdrop, and I can set that up in a bit more of a permanent way instead of trying to fold it up after every use. And I also have been able to set up some of my bookshelves a little nicer. So I feel like I have a lot more space for filming videos, which is going to be a lot of fun. So I just wanted to talk about a few of the books that I have read the past week or so. It has been crazy. I mean, we moved, so I haven't had a lot of time, but I have 3 books that I would like to talk about while I'm still thinking about them. So let's jump into the books. So Caitlin over at Bandy's Books recommended the book Elektra by Jennifer Saint, and I enjoyed this. This is another one of those Greek mythology retellings, and I have been reading a lot of them so far, and I have quite a few more on my list, those mythological retellings, and this was a solid one. So this is following Clytemnestra, the sister of Helen. We get her perspective. We also get Cassandra, who is the princess of Troy, who is cursed by Apollo to have all the visions of the future, but nobody will believe her. And then we have Elektra, who is the youngest daughter of Clytemnestra and Agamemnon. And this is all taking place, you know, we've got the whole story of the Iliad in there, and we get these perspectives of the different women. And this is kind of similar to my only slight, like, note that I had for in my last video for The Witch's Heart, which was a Norse mythology retelling. It's just the stories originally were told from a male perspective. And so pushing them to a women's perspective is awesome, and I love seeing the other side. But a lot of times the action is happening where the men are in the story, and sometimes you only get to hear about some of the cool events as a secondhand type of thing. And so that's my only thing, is just every once in a while I'm like, oh, good thing I read the Iliad so I know what's going on here, because I'm just kind of seeing the women watching over the city walls and, you know, those kinds of perspectives. But I did think it was a really good perspective. I don't know if it added a ton to the story, but I thought it was really compelling. And I mean, you can't go wrong. It was a very, very solid Greek retelling. I do recommend. I think it was really worthwhile. So this next book was a recommendation from Brandon over at Brandon's Bookshelf, so I will make sure to link his channel down below. And this was the story of a shipwrecked sailor by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And this is the story of Luis Alejandro Velasco. So this is following Luis on a lifeboat, trying to survive, hoping he'll be rescued. And this is I guess Luis told his story to Marquez. I thought that it was an interesting tale of survival. I also thought it was just interesting, kind of the perspective. I feel like it had maybe a more honest perspective of these survival stories than the hero who managed to survive against all odds. It was, this happened to me, and now that's all anyone wants to talk about, and so I better tell the story. I don't know, it had some interesting things, but it was very interesting to see how he survived that many days out on a, for however many days out on a life raft, and how he kept strong through all that time. And yeah, solid survival story. If you like that kind of story, I think you're really going to enjoy it. Now, I picked up When You Are Engulfed in Flames by David Sedaris, and I always like a good David Sedaris book. This was solid. I enjoyed it. A big portion of the book talked about his struggle to quit smoking. And so if you relate to any of that, maybe that would be an extra incentive to pick up this book versus others of his works. But I feel like it's about on par with everything else that he has written funny, humorous, a really great one. Highly recommend that you listen to David Sedaris if you can, because I think his delivery is really great. He just knows how to give that perfect, humorous, dry delivery of his stories. So I really enjoyed it. If you like David Sedaris, you're gonna like this too. He's just so fun. I don't know, are you a David Sedaris fan? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's all I'm gonna talk about today, so it's a bit of a shorter one, and hopefully I'll be back next week with some more book wrap-ups when I have a little more time to read. I swear I have been painting. I spent all morning painting bunk beds. I had home improvement projects. It's gonna take me years. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or ideas about any of these books, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you all on the next one.